Good evening. Wow, been an interesting day. I know the show is got kind of a stupid title. That is because I couldn't resist. Anytime I hear the word Omicron, the very first thing that pops into mind for me is Transformers. So that probably dates me a little bit. But I'm not sure if there was a Decepticon named Omicron or Omnicron. It seems like that is ringing a bell or something, but I don't know if that's indeed the case or not. So anyway, so I just as I was playing the intro to the show. There was a article that came out on RT. It just came out on RT. And it is very, very coincidental considering what I did name the show. So before we go any further, I want to show you that just so you know why I'm like, interesting, huh? So here we go. Maybe. There we go. All right, Omicron strain reaches North America. I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty quick. This here says 2 cases of the Omicron strain have been confirmed in Canada, while President Biden weighs U.S. response to the heavily mutated COVID-19 variant, even as it remains unclear if it is more dangerous than other variants. It says here, today the province of Ontario has confirmed 2 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 in Ottawa, both of which were reported in individuals, recent travel from Nigeria, Ontario province government said in a statement on Sunday. So apparently it's up in Canada at this point. Let's face it, folks. It's going to come at some point or another, right? It's inevitable. It's going to come. All you can do is get prepared the best you can for it, and like I say, I would be more concerned of the things surrounding the virus than I would the virus itself. You know. Like what the government might do, for instance, what might happen in pretty much every area of our lives. I mean, you can tell. You can tell that these big corporatists, whether they're utility companies, whether they're retailers, you can tell they're like vultures just sitting there waiting. Just waiting. And, you know, what blows my mind is how I sit here and I read news article after news article of different countries, and it seems like in unison, raising the prices on like natural gas and stuff like that to their customers at astronomical rates. And they've already been warning about this in the United States. They've been warning about that, you know, for now a couple of months at least. And warning about higher natural gas rates and whatnot. So, and I mean, I'm talking astronomically higher. I'm not talking a few dollars a month more. I am talking massive, massive increases. So, keep an eye out on all of that, you know, and you know, I've telling you, I'm concerned personally. One thing's going to lead to another, to another, to another, and before it's all said and done, we're not going to have a grid. And that is my biggest concern. And with everything that I see unfolding, all of the different things that are going on, not just here in the United States, but around the world, I am concerned. And that's why I keep hammering at folks, you know, get ready, get ready. There's a reason why. I spent a good part of the day working on that heater. And so I am really excited about how it turned out. Tomorrow, if all goes well, I didn't get diesel fuel today. So if I do get it tomorrow, then I've got 2 more videos that I'm ready to shoot as soon as I've got the fuel, and then you guys will see how I did it. I'll let this much out of the bag. So I mentioned the other night, I believe I did, that I'm using a computer power supply to be able to power the heater. Because you need roughly around 10 amps or so, 10 to 12 amps on startup, and then roughly about 3 amps to run. And so you need something somewhat hefty, at least for the startup. So a computer power supply, 350 watt, nothing massive, doesn't need to be. You could probably get away with using a 250 watt. And so anyway, I also decided, because I got to thinking, I was initially going to try to see if I could find room to put the circuit board for the power supply inside the heater unit. So that way it'd be all kind of contained in that. And then I could just put an outlet, or, you know what I mean, the plug for like a computer right there on the back of on the heater. Well, I got to thinking, because you've got this pipe, right, this exhaust pipe that comes straight down from the unit, and there's no way around that. And you ideally want at least 6 inches before you go putting a 90 degree bend or anything in that pipe. And I got to thinking about that. Well, I've got to figure out something to put this thing up on anyway. And so my choice was a computer tower, a gutted computer tower, steel metal box. And what I did is the front is got a 100 millimeter fan that's sucking in cool air. And in the back, it has an 80 millimeter fan blowing out the hot air. And so that will keep that case ventilated. Of course, the power supply is mounted in there just like it would, just like if it was being used as a computer. And, there's one detail that I'm going to save for the video. But anyway, the project just turned out incredible. I love how it turned out. You'll see as soon as I get a video up. Again, I'm waiting on the diesel fuel. And then I'm going to shoot a video of the first startup of it, and the process for that for anybody that's interested in knowing. And then I'm also going to show how I set up this computer case with the unit. So I think it turned out well, and I think it's a good way to do it. We'll see. I'll put it to the test. We'll find out. But I'm stoked. I'm excited. I think it's going to do a wonderful job. They sell like what they claim to be 5K and 8K heaters. I bought one that was advertised as 8K, but I don't think there's really any difference between the 5K and the 8K. I think the 8K is really just a 5K. But even at that, if you do the calculation on that, a 5K output, 5 kW output, kilowatts, is equal to just over 17,000 BTU. So that might be a number the BTU rating might be what you're more familiar with. So the equivalent, in BTU for this heater is just over 17,000 BTU. At the amount of fuel that this thing uses and the amount of electric that this thing uses, that's an incredible amount of efficiency. And so that's why I'm saying I really truly think that these are the way to go. That's why I'm trying to get this stuff done and these videos pushed out for you as quick as I can, because anybody else that's in a situation like we are, where you can't just put up a wood stove or something like that, man, I'm telling you, this is an incredible alternative. If you've got a window to open, by the time I'm finished, I've still got to get a hose to go and adapters to go from the exhaust of this thing to a window, and I got to make a thing to put in the window. But this would be something that somebody could set up in less than 10 minutes and have heat So, and do so relatively cheap, you know. I don't know. I just think it's a good idea for people to get ready. I really, truly do. The other thing is, if you had like one deep cell, like a trolling motor, a marine battery, if you had one deep cycle battery, that would be enough to power this thing overnight. And then say 100 watts or so worth of panels, and you can most certainly charge that battery back up while it was running, powering it throughout the day. That's all the power that you need, all the energy that you need. So, I think that's pretty incredible. Anyway, try to think if there was all kinds of notable stuff in the news. I figured what I would do is, since it's Sunday, is I'd do like I have been doing, kind of start on the list early and then just comment as I see fit, because there's quite a bit of stuff. And again, I don't mind coming back and having an easy night back for the first night, a quick one. I mean, everything going on. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's just insane, absolutely insane. Have a sip of coffee. Oh, man. Yeah, news was pretty off the hook. Pretty off the hook. I have a few vapes here. I'll switch over. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Just been, like I say, working at this heater today. I've been trying to keep up with everything going on. Trying to keep up with different content that the creators I follow put out. So some of them I get humored by. One dude, I'm not gonna call his name out, but he's like, it's the complete ultimate end of the world every day. It almost seems like it's kind of humorous. It's annoying too. He has a lot of good information in his video, and that's why I listen to it, for the information. But you really have to try hard at drowning out the doom, because man, he dooms up every single day like nothing else. It is if you listen to him, people will be walking around with bulletproof vests on and in squads of people. I don't know. Just going to Walmart. Look, if you don't live in Chicago, you're probably alright to go to Walmart without a bulletproof vest. Or St. Louis. Pretty sure you're safer to go to Walmart in New York City than you are Chicago and St. Louis at this point. Anyway, I'll get on to something more important here. So, starting out with Friday's news here. Off with a bang. Australia alarmed by Chinese spy ship. So, I think I would be a little bit alarmed, but I found something humorous in this article, I must say. Let me open this image up here. Right there, and I don't know, I can zoom it in a little bit, I reckon. Right there on the side of the ship. China Marine Surveillance. They don't hide that very well, do they? I mean, nothing like just letting everybody know, hey. Anyway, I thought that was funny. I'm easy to amuse, what can I say? Ice wall around crippled nuclear plant may have melted. That's a big oops. Look, we have no idea what the hell is really going on with Fukushima, because I don't think they've ever been honest with us from day one. So, I mean, clearly, they have not disclosed even remotely the amount of damage that's been done, and that's continually being done each and every day as a result of what happened there. That's why I'm not a big fan of nuclear power. You know, what kind of really roasts my testicolios is that, you know, we have the ability, we have the technology, we have the knowledge to create reactors that do not create nuclear waste and that are 1,000,000 times safer than the current way that we're doing it. Ways that you don't have fear of a meltdown or anything like that. You know, worst case scenario or whatever, you would have a little incident, but it's not something that would, you know, or could be something major or long lasting. And we have technologies to do that. But we don't. Why don't we? Well, because enriched uranium is a top dollar market. So that's, in my opinion, that's why. They don't want to stop making the fuel. The enriched fuel, I should say. I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. Anyway, Georgia may get looser COVID rules because locals have special genetics, says health chief. And that's the former Soviet Republic of Georgia, not the state of Georgia. Georgians, put on your masks and get in line. Brits may have no booze this Christmas. That's going to piss off a few people, I think. Survivor found alive hours after horror blast kills more than 50, at a Russian coal mine. Again, this is Friday's news I put out. A new super mutant COVID strain prompts EU to seek air travel ban. Thousands protest power sharing deal in Sudan. France withdraws invitation to UK minister over Johnson letter. Let's see. Top communists stripped of parliamentary immunity over criminal charges. Polish fans use smokescreen to attack English police. UK government websites shows explicit porn. That doesn't surprise me. Russians going crypto crazy. Poland determined to get over 800 billion pounds in World War II reparations. I want my reparations. I'll let you know what for. Just get the reparations ready. Schools tell families how to decolonize Thanksgiving. Well, thank you, schools, for telling us how to destroy everything that we stood for. Stocks crash over new COVID variant fears. New B11529 COVID variant, worst one so far, the UK says. European countries impose restrictions over worst ever COVID-19 strain. And yes, a lot of these articles I'm doing, I covered on the video I did Saturday. Super mutant COVID strain found in Asia and the Middle East. Ukraine practices preventing refugees crossing border. Drugs, guns, and Nazi propaganda. Police raid notorious Barcelona hooligans. Let's see. Death to Khamenei call appears on Iran's government websites. IOC's Dick Pound puzzled by reaction to Ping Shui video call. Volcano turns a Canary Islands paradise into a burning inferno. Note saves Siberian man after a bear attack. Bitcoin plunges as COVID rears its ugly head. Ukrainian president warns of imminent coup attempt in Kiev. Alarming number of infants have drug-resistant HIV. Mutant virus attacks global oil. China-bound Swiss foreign minister's plane lands in Moscow after technical issues. Jihad squad joke about Ilhan Omar kicks up a storm. Lockdown lifted over danger worse than COVID. Apparently, what was it? I think it was a volcano there that they were concerned with, if I'm not mistaken. Sports stars scramble to flee super mutant COVID strain. Israel on the verge of emergency over B11529 COVID variant, says the PM. Major Asian airline cancels flights after quarantine snub. A worst ever COVID variant, what we know so far, an article on keeping stuff up to date, that's why I shared it. WHO could take weeks to understand new COVID strain. A gut bacteria that can improve memory discovered. Dark money organization may have helped Biden win. No, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. That ain't possibly true. Let's see. Anti-China riots on island incited from abroad, Premier says. U.S. looking for war in Belarus, says Lukashenko. Yeah, I'm still on Saturday here. Vlogger sentenced to 3.5 years in jail for taxi hijack prank. Passenger stuck on plane in Amsterdam amid panic over super mutant COVID. Tube drivers strike causes disruption in London on Black Friday. Germany's future vice chancellor slams Nord Stream 2 as project to pressure Ukraine. A growing list of countries with curbs over super mutant strain. South Africa blasts UK for hasty COVID travel ban. French fishermen block UK access to local ports. Activists strike world's largest e-tailer on Black Friday. Ukraine says it's ready to defend itself against Russia, which is something to note. Let me have a sip of coffee here. Yeah, the tensions between nations aren't doing so hot right now. This is COVID-21. Belgium PM declares as new variant hits Europe, and as you know, they didn't actually call it new, nor did they call it G. I don't know why. Instead, they called it Omni. Omni. I say it Omicron. Sorry. I keep wanting to add an N in there and make it Omicron, and I don't know why. I'm wondering if I've heard of an Omicron somewhere with an N. I don't know. Again, it might have been a transformer. I don't know. Denmark's museums are too white, the artists claim. Wow. First EU country backs COVID jabs for 5-year-olds. You know what? I would say probably plaster. Plaster, because it's white, is racist. Plaster's racist because it's white. I mean, we can't have that. We can't have that. I mean, could you imagine? Think of the kids. Biden ignores vegan Thanksgiving push. Transgender population growing in UK jails. Well, no duh. How many dudes do you think that are, in there forever are like, you know what? I want to go to the women's prison. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. Only matter of time before worst ever COVID strain hits the UK, says genomics chief. And this is clearly Friday's news because you probably already know It's already everywhere. New COVID-19 pill less effective than first thought. COVID-19 survivors shouldn't face discrimination, says Sputnik 5 distributor. WHO classifies B11529 as a COVID variant of concern named Omicron. Dun dun dun. WHO warns against travel bans over Omicron variant. I mean, they came out real quick and like, hey, calm down, calm down. And all the countries are still like, ah! Biden bans travel from South Africa as Omicron variant spreads. See, it didn't take long, did it? Students killed in Kosovo, bus shooting, says reports. We just, you know what? We should just ban travel of Biden. We should just ban Biden. I mean, if that works. Students killed in Kosovo bus shooting, says reports. Putin reveals steps to fix Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict. Hang on. Gosh. I'm telling you. Trader for cat. So, I already started the theme song for the show, the intro for the show, right? And then she comes up to me, Dad, I need to go out. And I'm like, I'm starting the show, you're going to have to wait. And she was persistent and Now, she knows, because believe me, every day within a couple of minutes before the show starts, just a couple of minutes, she's like, right? Every single day. She knows what time the show starts. And so she knows she's got to get her potty break in before I start the show. She knows that when I start playing the music, that's that. She's got to wait. So I told her, during the intro, you're going to have to wait. So that is why, I don't know if you could hear the scruffing over there, but that's why she's all pissed off and scruffing, because she got to wait a little bit to go out. Poor thing. Tell ya. Trade it for a cat. Alright, let's see. Panic and lockdown as police respond to mall shooting, says reports. And again, this is Friday. GOP Congresswoman apologizes for jihad joke. WHO pressed to explain skipping new and Z or G COVID strains. Biden backtracks on oil drilling ban. Amsterdam fears dozens of COVID infections on flights from Omicron hotspots. Omicron, how fear of new unstoppable COVID variant gripped the world. I mean, you see how they're playing this up? A hostile individual killed by U.S. military base guards. Big Pharma unveils its plans for Omicron strain. I mean, you gotta know, they've got it all figured out already. So does Fauci. Oh, wait, we are on, that was the beginning of yesterday's news. So, yay, we made it to Saturday. We have a sip of coffee and celebrate. The sooner I get done, the sooner I can let Princess out. I'm sure she would appreciate it. Ah. I have no idea what I did to be blessed with that dog, but she is the most incredible dog I have ever seen. She's like more ornery than I am. It's awesome. Okay, energy majors face $3.3 trillion green nightmare. China backs Russia in distorted democracy row. Top COVID-19 advisor assesses if vaccines will work against Omicron. Russia grants Serbia incredible gas price. Thousands flood streets to decry vaccine mandate. COVID variant as deadly as Ebola may emerge, a top physician warns. Well, yeah, it may. There's a lot of things that may happen. An asteroid may slam into the planet, but I don't sit there and live every day in fear of an asteroid slamming into the planet. I'm more afraid of you and your nonsense. Carry on. Horrific storm leaves more than 80,000 homes without power. Xiaomi to start making Tesla rival in Beijing. Omicron spread across Europe, first confirmed case, and dozens more suspected. And you're going to see, I mean, it's like it went everywhere just overnight. Like literally, news-wise, went everywhere overnight. A new lockdown announced in Europe. Indian industrial giant joins battle to end world's chip famine. Scottish schoolgirls boycott gender-neutral toilets. UK detects first 2 cases of COVID strain it called worst ever. Government vows to root out morally corrupting sex ed. I need a Nerf gun. I do. You know, I just a random thought. I just completely random. Football faces questions over series of player collapses. Yeah, it's amazing. I can't figure it out. I don't know what's changed. But it's not just football or what we here in the U.S. would call soccer. But it's not just that. It's across the board of sports. And there are tons of people collapsing and dying. And I cannot put my finger on anything that's different now. Because this has got to be common, right? This happened all the time before, right? Players, healthy, athletic players that exercise daily and take good care of themselves. I mean, they always collapse with heart problems for no reason all the time across all different sports. And it's been that way forever, hadn't it? Yeah, I'm just thinking too much. Wind power becoming too cheap to support itself. Let's see. The battle at the crossroads of Russia and China. Cops protest legalizing taking footage of police. Isn't that crazy? This is in Madrid. Antifa rioters attack cops at march against state violence. 2 dead as French military clashes with protesters in Africa. Boris Johnson reveals UK's response to Omicron strain of COVID. It's almost like they all had this all just already wrote out and they just had to make the announcement. Sex violence in U.S. military is out of control, a whistleblower tells Tara Reid's RT podcast. No, certainly nothing to do with graphene. No. And no. Nothing to do with that, nothing to do. You know what? You know what I think it is? I think it's climate change. I think it's climate change. See, it is. The world's getting much hotter, and that's what it is. It's climate change. The world's getting hotter, and so they overheat more when they perform their athletic things, and that's it. It's global warming, climate change. Let's see. Germany confirms 2 cases of Omicron. Dutch government apologizes for sterilizing trans people. Sputnik 5 works the best. Hungarian FM talks vaccine politics with RT. Israel shuts borders, deploys anti-terror tracing tech over Omicron strain. Let's see. Australia declares war on online anonymity. Omicron mutations compared to Delta. Russia running out of easy oil. Oh, we are, that was the beginning of today's news. Wow. Damn. Okay, another sip of coffee. Oh, man. I heard her in the headset. Yes, I heard it. I've just got today to go through, kid. You can hang in there. Gosh. Kid's a drama queen. Alright, let's see. Taliban leader pleads for help in first address. Well, you know what they say. You wish in one hand, and MP cycles the hospital to give birth for the second time. I mean, it wasn't the same kid. It's not like she had the kid once and they shoved it back and then she went back again. No, this is second kid, another kid. Just to clarify. Vicious neo-Nazi attack on Kiev gay bar. Omicron news triggers bloodbath in crypto market. Vaccination with DIY jab thwarted by police. Study shows what would happen if China dealt with COVID like the U.S. I mean, China. I wonder if we should deal with it like China and like weld all the doors shut on the apartment building and then like burn it. Because seems like I remember something. Or build a hospital. Same thing, right? You remember the hospital they built and then did not burn? Yeah, it's amazing that like apartment building or hotel, whatever that was, burned, and the that hospital that they built burned. I just thought that was interesting. Shame on you. South Africa's been canceled over new COVID variant, claims a cricketer. Cricketer. Not a cricketer, like I was trying to say. A cricketer. Very different people. I don't think they like each other very much. The cricketers and the cricketers, I think they kind of clash. Home shaken by 7.5 magnitude quake. EU state admits Russian counter-sanctions have caused serious damage to trade. Omicron cases confirmed in EU arrivals from Africa. Guardian accused of sitting on bombshell story about Assange. Let's see. Look at Buddha holes for $5 because that's what we all want to do. We want to look at Buddha's holes for $5. $3.50. No. Well, that's with the coupon. You can get it for $3.50 with a coupon. But the Taliban is offering this incredible deal. You know, look at Buddha's holes all you want. $5. $3.50 with coupon. Let's see. Anti-vaxxer tour of COVID-19 hospital goes awry. Who'd have thunk it, right? 2 more nations sign up to China's new Silk Road initiative. A dancing mayor and shopping Biden breach mask mandates, yeah. UK and Irish rugby teams unable to leave South Africa over positive Omicron variant test. Dun dun dun. Fauci reveals plan to prepare Americans for Omicron. And look at him there. Sitting there. Oh, yeah. Bring that on. Bring it on. Bring it on. That guy, I'll tell you. Morocco suspends air traffic due to Omicron. New BLM fundraiser asks for $5 million after previous one is taken down. Now they're not specifying that it's for Darrell Brooks, but it's a $5 million fundraiser, and it's for some type of bail organization. They just don't directly say that it's for Darrell Brooks, and everybody knows it is. That's ridiculous. Why would anybody want to back bailing this guy out? I like my idea better. Maybe because it's my idea, but I still think that they ought to tie him up to the town square and, just walk away. See what happens. Of course, let everybody know plenty of time in advance that you're going to tie him up in the town square. Just so people know. Just walk away. Swiss get to choose whether to keep vaccine passports in place. British XMP hammers RAF for woke new gender-neutral term. UK unveils new mask mandate and COVID testing rules citing Omicron. Keep borders open despite COVID variants, WHO pleads. A journalist fires banned artillery in war zone. Probably not a good idea, dude. Don't impose sanctions against Nord Stream 2, Germany tells U.S. in documents leaked to the media. CNN insists a car killed 6 people at Wisconsin Christmas parade. I mean, what the hell is wrong with these people? I mean, you think it takes a demented soul to do what Darrell Brooks did? Imagine the corrupted soul that it would take to be a reporter for CNN. To be a part of that much evil day in and day out. Insane. Buttigieg gives an expensive solution to surging gas prices. The pro-Nazi U.S. official who helped shape post-war Germany. France detects multiple suspected Omicron cases. Like I said, overnight, it was everywhere. So claimed. Prepare for not-so-jolly Christmas tree prices, trade group warns. France refuses to be held hostage to British politics. Let's see. Military police stop plane to arrest couple trying to flee quarantine. And as I covered, Omicron strain reaches North America. Like I said, crazy. And I think you're going to continue to see this pace when it comes to news. I think this week is going to be a humdinger. And I told you that, I felt like much of November was going to be. I think I was relatively accurate. We had a little bit, kind of a little bit of a lull there. We had a lot of news coming out, but not a lot of news that was imminent in some senses. I think that's going to change going into this week. I think that there's going to be a lot coming down the pike at us this week, and I think it's going to set us up for a hell of a first half of December. And I think once the holidays are underway, done and over, I think that's when the big fall is going to happen. Now we'll see. I think that's going to be kind of an internal thing, a domestic thing. But there's some people that's been saying that China might be waiting until the Olympics are over before they make any moves. And I think they're probably right. So I do expect there to certainly be military action, say this coming summer, if not before then. But I don't think things are going to let up. I think things are going to roll on. I think they're going to continue getting bad. So, and I'm not saying that to fearmonger or anything like that. Hopefully you take that and you use your time and your abilities to get ready. You've got time. You've always got time up until that last moment when you don't. So make it count, however you can. So I mean that's all I'm doing day by day. I'm trying to use what I can. Hey, I used a computer tower with that heater because I didn't have anything. I couldn't, I can't afford to go out and buy a bunch of cool stuff to be able to do it this way and that way and buy this special mount and that. So I got to thinking. I'm like, okay, I've got a computer out there that, is really of no use to really anybody because it's just so slow and old. So why not use that case? It's a steel case. It's not like that. Not like steel's going to catch on fire unless it's the steel inside of World Trade Centers. Then of course that melts kind of easily, but most steel doesn't. And so I think it'd be safe. I think it'd be safe to use. But I thought it was a good solution, and hopefully tomorrow I'll get to test it. I'll get to find out and get to make a couple videos for you. So I am going to get out of here, and I'm going to let a little princess outside so she can quit making all kinds of noises over there. And I will talk to you all, God willing, tomorrow. I hope you all have a good evening. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.